Brad, the defensive line, do you feel comfortable with your rotation? Is there a set rotation? How do you pick and choose who's in where at the same time?
No, I don't think there's going to be a set rotation. We're going to just try to keep guys fresh, especially, early in the season when it's hot and you just got to try to roll fresh bodies. So really who's playing the best and the firmest at the moment, is going to be in the game. And then we're just going to roll from there. But no, there's no one, sort of set in stone, this is with this is with that. Obviously Dion, will be rolling out when that ball snapped. But no, I think everybody else has shown that they can go in and take quality snaps.
Is Khalil, I know he was a little late to kind of get started after dealing with this thing in the spring. Has he been able to catch up with what you missed?
Yeah, he's been solid, and obviously his athleticism shows. He's a fluid mover. And every day just sort of improving and gaining strength, and we just have to keep building on it every day.
Brad, Mark mentioned Saturday that Ty Bryant's a guy who's earned a role. Are there other freshmen you're counting on to play at this point, or are you going to wait to see how those guys develop?
Yeah, we'll kind of wait and see how those guys develop. And again, Ty is one that, sort of came in mid-year and even, I would say Ty's even a little bit different because he got sort of a COVID high school year. So you almost view him as a redshirt freshman, and then he comes in early. So he's a little bit more physically developed and mentally ready and developed. He's been around this program for a long time. So as of right now, that's the, like Coach said, that's probably the one you sort of pinpoint to, and then we'll see from there.
Fred, what have you seen from Trayvon, and what does he have to do to just continue to grow as a pass rusher?
What I've seen from Trey is he's been firmer in his base. In the past, that's something we've always talked about with Trey is, his stability down low, because he had a tendency to be on the ground quite a bit. He would be disruptive, but I need to stay on my feet to sort of finish off a play. And he's been, I feel, much improved through fall camp. Even from spring to fall camp, I feel like he's just been firmer. I feel like he's gained some more sort of core and leg strength throughout the summer with Coach Ed and Coach Hill. And he's playing firmer. Still times where he's a little out of control, and but that's a little bit of what he brings. He's got a little bit of that to him, but he's going to have to be a factor for us.
Mark was kind of joking with Dion Saturday about I had to take you out so the offense could run a play. I'm guessing that may not have been a joke. What have you seen from Dion this camp?
Yeah, we know he's a disruptive force. That's the thing. And I know we've answered sort of a lot of questions sort of throughout camp about him. And for him, it's about consistency. Like when he plays, and it's not just about his play. Like there are days out there that he has this incredible energy, and everybody feeds off him. Defense, offense, like everybody feels it, and now it's for him to learn how to bring that every single day. And it's hard. Hey, listen, like nobody can just be cloud nine every day, but the really good ones, those elite ones, they find a way to sort of push through their bad days, so their bad days aren't a lull. Like their bad days are better than most good days, especially from just an energy standpoint, because so many people feed off it. And that's what we preach, not just to Dion, but to all our guys, to JJ, and especially like the older you get and the more you're counted on. You're not just counted on in production, you're counted on in being you're the light. Like you're what everybody looks to. For him, he's still growing through that. I think he's really improved in that area. definitely from freshman year, but even from spring. Like I feel him more all the time in practice. And again, not just from a playmaking disruptive. Like that's what he is. Like he's going to be disruptive, but from an energy standpoint.
Camp's over. Did you? I know you're kind of starting to turn the page, but is there more to this defensive playbook now than maybe in some other years with so much experienced guys coming back?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting question. I don't know if it's more. It may be different. You know, like the volume may not be. It's probably about equal with some of the years we've had. I mean, we talked about this coming out of last year. I mean, you think about how many old guys we had returning because of the COVID. You know, they all got COVID years. So, you know, I felt like we had a pretty good package last year. I think it's just, it may be different every year. You sort of adapt to your personnel, so you might look a little different.
Brad, how do you feel about your nickel options right now and what you can do with that? I know it's a really important position.
Yeah, you know, we've got options there in different body type options. You know, we can go a little bit smaller and quicker. You know, we can go a little bit bigger and firmer. I think we can present some different looks, and each guy sort of brings a strength that maybe another guy doesn't. And so it's our job as a staff to try to get the right guy on the field to match up, you know, with that situation.
Back to Dion for a second. I mean, last year he was new. This year, people know what he can do. Assuming he's probably going to get more attention this year. Do you prepare any differently when you know that that's coming? That you're going to see maybe more double teams, more attention when you're defensive lineman?
And when you say, do you like me, or does Dion have to prepare defense?
Both of you. How you prepare him for it, or in how he prepares?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think as a player, you have to just be mentally ready for that. Like you have to be mentally ready for the attention that comes, and you know, when there's attention and when there's double teams, and at times even last year, you know, when triple teams would show up, you know, and they add a back to help or whatever the case may be, you know, there's some frustration can set in because, hey, listen, like they're on scholarship too, so if they're putting two of them on you, it's like you've got to do something special to beat a double team. So yeah, I think you've got to mentally prepare yourself and not try to forego your technique or forego the defense because you feel like maybe you're not making as many plays as you were in the past when you were getting singled, and you got to just stay true to yourself and let the plays sort of come to you. And there are going to be plenty of plays for him to make. For me personally, yeah, I mean, I think you got to understand, you know, how our team's going to attack you, not just from a route concept and, you know, we have to play coverage wise, but hey, how our team's are they going to protect us, you know, and in finding ways to get our guys isolated so they get, you know, they may not be free, but at least they just have a one-on-one.
Is there a guy that benefits? Is there a guy that benefits the most from that attention that Dion will command? And do you go to him and say, hey, you've got an opportunity here?
Well, I've always said, I think the best pass rushing teams always have two guys. They have at least two, right? Everybody just thinks, oh, you need an edge rusher, you need an elite interior guy. No, I mean, you have to have two, and because ultimately, if they have 5 linemen and you have 4 rushers, somebody's going to get double teamed, and then 3 guys are going to get singled. And so, if one's getting doubled, if you have one other above average or elite rusher, that guy is getting singled, you got a good chance of winning the down. But all the other guys understand, hey, listen, like he's going to make their jobs easier. And then hopefully they can perform well enough that they can't just always double Dion, and they're going to make his job easier. They all work together, you know, and that's why playing defense is such sort of a symbiotic relationship. Like it's important that they all understand they're not independent contractors. They're all dependent on everybody else doing their job.
Last one, Lonnie.
You probably answered what I was going to ask. But confident, of course. Anyway, what I was going to ask is that Dion drawing double teams, especially down the distance like pass, you know. Does that free up a guy like a Trayvon with the explosion he has to beat more of a downhill thumper.
Yeah. I mean, especially like from a run game standpoint, absolutely. If you can command, it allows your backers to go downhill and run and make plays, and you keep bodies clean. You know, it helps guys like JJ again to get one-on-ones. But ultimately, like I just said, like they all have to work together. Because if they don't get it done, then they're just going to keep doubling. And then the key is when he gets his single, Dion's got to win his single, or they'll just keep singling him and they'll go find someone else to double. And then you get really good.
Sorry, Phil, you
No,
paused.
that's, hey, I know.
Good.
Hey, I appreciate because in the offenses, hey, listen, they're going to bring it back and they're going to chip. So now if you've got two guys, they're going to chip. And
Okay, folks, thank you.